Years ago, there was a confirmation class that was going over the Ten Commandments. Now, this isn't anything surprising, but when we got to the commandment, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy, I asked the class, who here could use an extra day off in their week? Just about everyone raised their hand. In the confirmation class, 7th and 8th graders, 12, 13, 14 years old. Resting is something we sometimes don't do very well. It is something we need, though, and it's more than just getting enough sleep, although that is a very important part of it. But rest, or Sabbath, is also about taking time to not work, to be, and to exist in a way that is different from the other days of the week, to take a break from the have to, and really listen to ourselves and what we need. When I think about this, I think about, runners who train for longer distances. And in training for longer races, you have to be intentional, not just about getting the miles in and doing the exercise and the workouts, but you also have to be intentional about recovering from your run. You have to rest in an active way by stretching, by rehydrating, getting water and electrolytes, and eating the right things, so that you really do care for the muscles and the body that you're training, so that you can go out the next day and run again, so you don't get injured. You need to rest properly, and it takes time to do that. Resting intentionally, when I think of that, I think of that sort of training, that intentional and active resting. And that is something that we need. In the list of the Ten Commandments found in the book of Deuteronomy, we're told that the Sabbath is intended for everyone, starting with yourself and moving to your family, workers, servants, we might say employees today, livestock, the resident alien in your towns, that's a direct quote, so that they may rest as well as you. It is something that everyone needs and everyone should have. It's a day dedicated to God and to rest. Sabbath. We need to make sure we create that space and take that time to rest and recharge, to remember who we are and strengthen that identity by spending time with it, with ourselves, with our families and communities, with God. In the gospel lesson, Jesus says, "Come to me, all you that are weary and carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." That sounds really good, doesn't it? It does, and helpful and necessary, and even easy when we read this passage. It's not a difficult thing to understand. So why would so many students raise their hands when asked if they needed an extra day off? Why might we? I think this command to rest is the gospel part of our reading for today. For the other, I think maybe we turn to the earlier verses in this passage. There are expectations pulling at us every day for so many reasons, some not good and some really good and really valid reasons. And they come from so many places. Again, some of them really good and important places too. Demands of family, friends, work, requests from coworkers, employers or clients that need to be seen to, expectations from family to attend something or achieve something, invitations from friends given to spend time together and tend to those friendships and those relationships too. And sometimes requests and expectations can be mutually exclusive. They're at the same time or they're expecting opposite things. And you're going to end up disappointing someone when that happens. John came neither eating nor drinking, And they say he has a demon. Okay, well, the Son of Man ate and drank, but somehow that doesn't work either. Everyone in the game wants to play something different, like the children in the marketplace calling to one another. What can be done? Do we work harder, do more, push further, on extra days, doing something here and something else there, so that hopefully everyone is happy, but maybe no one is? Will another thing just come up later, even if we do our best on this thing? And spoiler alert, something else probably will come up later. And what do we do then? No wonder we're weary. We need a day of rest to refresh and recover, to stretch, literally and metaphorically, to remember our identity and tend to our weariness in an active and intentional way, to be with ourselves, our families, our communities, and our God, to find our place in the world and learn from Jesus, who provides the true centering for ourselves and our souls that gives us what we need to be ready to take on tomorrow and the rest of the week. Amen.